Yep. 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 Sure. Yep. Yeah. Is right. Yep. Sure. Can see the drag.
Hi, Dr. Merrill and Sandy. This is Norman. Norman is a 21-year-old quarter horse. He's had 2 owners. He's lived with us since the age of 12. He's been primarily used for 4-H, some open shows, some lower level dressage, and some trail riding. In the past few years, he's been mostly ridden by my daughter, who is now 11, for 4-H and for intro level dressage. About a year and a half ago, he started showing some lameness, dragging the right hind, which seemed to be related to the left shoulder. He's routinely had chiropractic care, which seemed to help a little bit until the winter of 2011, where he was ridden pretty consistently up through December of 2000. Let's see, it would have been 2011. Yeah. And then in January, February 2012, he had some time off. Went back to get him started in March, and he was just not in good shape. Couldn't get it together. Took him for a lameness eval, and he was a little bit ataxic, so we decided to test him for EPM by the Western blot. That came back negative. A few days later, though, he was very sick and tested positive for anaplasm. He was treated for the anaplasm for just one dose of IV TET, and then 30 days of the dioxytetracycline, I believe it is. We then started putting him back to work. Still didn't see too much improvement in the rear end. Definitely felt better. Wasn't ataxic, but still dragging the right hind. And took him for another lameness eval and had the hocks injected. That seemed to help a little bit for the summer, as long as we kept him in consistent work. Daughter did end up showing him in one walk-trot class that summer, which would have been the end of the summer 2012. Overall, just didn't see too much improvement with him over time. He's been on glucosamine, Previcox, MSM. He's on the Chase Treeberry. He was also on Adequan for a while, not anymore. And decided then, after talking to Sandy this winter, that we should think about this EPM project. And he has seemed to improve. In the video, I'm not sure if you noticed, but he was dragging his right hind slightly. It's definitely better than it was. At one point, I didn't even want to lunge him because I felt like he might trip and fall over. So it's definitely been an improvement. He also has a history of having a very odd sweat pattern on the left side of his neck here. And if you look now, you can kind of see that the hair there looks a little bit lighter. However, in the past, even tacking him up while the rest of his body would be dry, that part would be soaking wet to the point where it was lathering. And then when he gets worked, that part doesn't sweat as much. He's not really sweating now, but the hair does look a teeny bit different in that spot, so that seems to be an improvement. I think I also mentioned before that when my vet comes out and does the laser and chiropractic, she mentioned that the last time she worked on him, she was able to get through a full laser treatment on his neck. In the past, he would just get too warm and overheat and be sweating, so she wouldn't be able to finish that treatment. She also said that he's a little bit more mobile in his pelvis area and that his tail was definitely stronger than it has been in the past. Like he gave her more resistance when she was working in that area from a good standpoint. That in the past when we've done the tail pulls with him, we've been able to pull him over about a step and a half, and she thought that he was stronger behind the last time she worked on him. And that's Norman. Oops, also forgot to mention that he was vaccinated for Eastern wetness, tetanus, and West Nile. I think a 4-way combo. This spring, I'm gonna guess that it was March or April, and it was the Fort Dodge product now, I believe Zoetis. Also was tested for Lyme at Cornell in August of this year, which came back negative.